I know that the present is constantly moving, and so therefore the past and the future is constantly moving. To me, the most interesting music is the one that creates like a sense of discovery, a sense of logic, but surprise. The future is unknowable. The past has already happened and the present is ever moving. So music kind of is like that, especially jazz when you're improvising, or any improvised music. It could be classical, it could be Indian music, could be Chinese music, could be whatever. If it's improvised music or African music, it could be, it's happening in the moment, which is kind of makes it like life, and whatever you play now, it's already past, and you're on to the next thing in the future. So the best improvisers are able to relate what they've already played, what they are going to play, and make all of that work in the present. I think that's what the definition of being present is being able to assess what you've done in the past and being able to kind of imply what you're going to do in the future and put that all into what's happening right now. Yeah, the best situations are when you are with other musicians who are not treating the time as though it's a religion that you have to be dogmatic about. In the sense that one is one, and I practiced all my life with a metronome, so therefore I know where the beat is, and when we don't understand, when we don't hit the beat together, then you're wrong and I'm right. It's not about that. It's about what feels good. Everybody is contributing to the time, and everybody is a human. Everybody hears things a little differently, so there may be a few mishaps in terms of where specifically one landed. It may be an infinitesimal amount of a difference between where the drummer hit it and where the bass player hit it, or the piano player hit it, or the sax player hit it. But we're all human, and the true artist adapts and can think on his feet when a mishap happens, and can right the situation, and nobody's tripping. It's really uncomfortable when people start looking at you from the bandstand as though to say, you lost the beat, and therefore you made a mistake. Especially when there are a lot of musicians on a very high level. It's really serious. Silly. It's very silly. It's like arguing about religion. So I think that time is an agreement, and I think it's an agreement between very educated, very skillful musicians. Maybe not educated is the wrong word, but very skillful, very crafted musicians who have a work ethic. I think that's the best case scenario about an argument about time.
Just from the physical standpoint, what do you think about working with a metronome? How far can that get you?
I think working with a metronome gets you to be able to play some difficult things in context with a pulse. I think that it's a good thing to practice with a metronome in terms of being able to play something continuously from beginning to end while considering what the pulse is. A lot of people get caught up in some fancy thing that they may want to play that will show off their technique. But when they do that, they lose all concept of what the pulse is. I've played with a lot of drummers who will do something that is really great for that really is intricate in terms of the sticking that they have to work out. But when they do it, they lose all perspective of where everyone else is going to put the beat, because they've lost the pulse in the excitement of doing their fancy run, and they end up, in a totally alien place. So working with a metronome may be good to straighten some of those things out, but it's not what you should base. It's not what you should base your assumptions about where time should be in a band. It's just a tool to get you to learn how to play complex things with considering where the pulse is, in my opinion.
So again, the metronome is a tool. It's a great tool, but you don't want to rely on it completely, because when you do that, I've noticed a lot of people when they're playing, they rely only on the metronome and they become used to it. So if you play with someone else suddenly and their time is bad, you're going to adapt to them. You're so used to going with metronome, you give up yourself. You have a bass player that speeds up or slows down, you're going to go with him. So you need to be the pillar of each musician needs to be the pillar of time. It's a myth that the job of the drummer is to keep the time. It's everybody's job to keep the time. So to understand this, you need to understand how we process time. Okay?